Hello friends, welcome to my channel. This is Charan. In this tutorial, I will show you using stored procedures how to join tables and call the stored procedure in Django to display records from MySQL phpmyadmin database. And here we got our output, the index.html, which contains this is a title and the header tags h1, h2. Below that, displaying the country names and state names. So this is the country name. Let's close this one. A C name and S name. And below that, the country names from the country table and state names from the state table. If you are a first time visitor to my channel, please subscribe to get the latest updates. Before writing the coding part in Python, to fetch records from two tables using stored procedures, first we'll check the tables in MySQL phpmyadmin database. For this example, I have taken two tables. One is a country table which contains two columns, CID and CNAME. CNAME is a country name and CID is a country ID, which is an auto-generated column. And the second table is a state table which contains three columns, state ID, state name and CID, which is a country ID. Now my aim is I want to join these two tables using stored procedures. So the most important step when we want to join tables, at least one column must be similar between two tables. If you notice in the state table, the CID column, which is a country ID column, and in the country table there is a CID column. Now I will join these two tables with this column CID. So let's create a new stored procedure. I have created these two tables in the sample DB database. So I'm creating a new procedure also in this database. And notice in this database there is a procedures folder. Click that one. And right now we got these procedures. To create a stored procedure, come to the bottom. There is a add routine option here. Click that one. And here the routine name, which is our procedure name, I'm adding join tables. Join tables is my stored procedure name, and I don't require any parameters because I'm getting the output. So we just require the definition, which is a select statement. Select country, the table country dot the column. Notice when I click dot, I got the column names from these country tables. So I'm adding CID, comma, country dot CNAME, comma, state table dot, and state name I have selected. So I have selected the country ID, country name and state name from the table name country join state on the condition country dot CID is equals to state dot CID. In the country and state tables, the column name CID is similar. That's it. We have written the select statement in this definition. Click go to create the stored procedure. And here the procedure has been created, and if you notice at the bottom the join tables is added successfully. Let's execute this stored procedure, and the stored procedure is executed. If you go at the top, these are the results from this procedure. The CID, CNAME and state name. We have joined these three columns from two tables, country and state. Now let's call these join tables in Django. Before creating a new project in Django Web Framework, first we'll create a new folder in the local disk D drive. Right click the mouse, new, select folder. The folder name is join tables is my folder name. Now let's Open this folder. Right now this folder is empty. Now in this folder I will create a new project in Django. I'm using Visual Studio Code to write the Python programming. First let's add the folder name. Go to File, Open Folder. The folder I have created in the D drive, the folder name is the join table. Select that one, select folder. And our folder is added to the Explorer. First let's close this welcome page. Right now this join table is empty folder. So let's create a new project in Django. Open View, select the terminal. In the terminal, which is a command prompt, make sure the path is the folder name which I have created in the D drive. Next, to create the project, Django -admin start project, and my project name is JTSP, Join Table Stored Procedure. And here our project has been created successfully. Let me expand this folder. Notice when I expand this project, there is a subfolder called JTSP and one manage.py. Let me expand this subfolder also. There are some default Python files are added. So after adding a new project, the next step, to render the HTML files, first we require one templates folder. So select the project name, right click, new folder, and the folder name I am giving templates. Now in these templates I am adding the simple HTML file, new file, the file name I am giving HTML, index.html. And here we got our index.html. Now in this index.html, let's close it. Now in this index.html, we'll write the HTML code. And doc type, let's close the HTML. Header section. In the header section, I'm adding the title, join tables with stored procedure Django. This is my title of the web page, and after the body, after the heading, I'm adding the body tag. Inside this body tag, I'm adding the h1 tag. How to join tables using stored procedures Django Python web tutorials. After h1 and h2 tags, I'm adding the horizontal line. After the horizontal line, I'm adding the table element. Now in this table, I want to display the records, the country and state names. So first let's add the border for the table. I'm adding border 2 and the table tr. The tr, I'm adding the table headers. The first table header is a country names, and the second table headers is the state names. And add another tr. In this tr, I'm adding the td, which is a table data we will get from the stored procedures. So that's it. Let's save this file. Save all. Now we require the models page. Select the subfolder JTSP, right click the mouse, new file. The file name is a models.py. It's a Python file. Now in this models folder, models page, from Django.db, I'm importing models folder, models class. Let's declare a class store procedure join tables. Now in this class I'm adding the models dot model colon. Now in this class I'm just defining the properties. The first one is a CNAME. I want to display only the CNAME and SNAME, country name and state name. So I require the column name CNAME and SNAME. So here the variable name is CNAME models dot char field max underscore length is equals to 100, and the next column name is SNAME is equals to models dot char field, and make sure to give the F capital field max length is equals to 100. That's it. In this class I have defined the properties CNAME and SNAME. Let's save this file, save all, and the next step we'll add the views page to call this models. Right click the subfolder, click new file, and the file name is views.py, and here we got our views.py. From first let's define import the classes from Django dot shortcuts, importing the render class. So this render class is used to render the HTML files. And next one, we need to add the class name from the models page, and this models file is in the folder name, and the models folder and the models page is in my project folder. So jtsp.models import. In the models we have the class name sp join tables. Let's add that one. After that, so let's create the function def the tables store procedure join is my function name. In this function I'm requesting colon. So let's create the variable cursor is equals to, I'm defining the connection class. So this connection class is from Django.db import connections. So now we got the connection dot. I'm adding the cursor method. The cursor method is used to execute the select or store procedure. So here I'm executing the store procedure, so I'm adding the cursor method. After that, we'll define cursor dot execute method between double quotes call. I'm calling the store procedure name. The store procedure name is join tables. Copy this one and paste here, join tables. Then define the another variable results is equals to cursor dot fetch all method. Then we need to return this function return render takes two parameters. The first one is a request comma single quotes. The second parameter I'm adding the template name, which is the index.html, and the third one is the results we are getting from this class name sp join tables. So between curly braces single quotes sp join tables my class name colon results. This results variable I have added here. That's it. Let's save this file, save all. Now let's configure the URLs. urls.py. In this urls.py, notice there is a URL pattern is a default one, which is the admin page, which I don't require. So I'm commenting with the hash. Let's add our path, single quotes, comma. The path we are getting from the page views dot. So we need to import first from dot import views. Now in this views, I'm adding the function name tables join. That's it. Let's save this file. Save all. So now the final step. Now the most important step is we need to configure the connection settings. So open settings.py, and the settings.py, come to the bottom, notice the install underscore apps, which is the application definition. Notice the install underscore apps. So first let's install our app is our project name JTSP. After adding our project name, come to the bottom in the template section. To render our templates, the HTML page on the browser, we need to add the base directory. So that command we have to use in this directory section. Between square brackets, I'm adding os.path dot join method. In this join method, I'm adding base directory, base underscore directory dir colon. Between double quotes, I'm adding the template folder name. Now come to the bottom. Now the final step, we need to configure the databases. So here our database is MySQL, but here in the settings page, it's showing the default database is SQLite 3. Let's delete that SQLite 3, add our database which is MySQL, and the name is, here the name is our database name. So here our database name is a sample DB. So let's copy this one and paste here. The next one, user, the username is root, comma. The next one is a password, colon. The password is empty, and the host, here the host is a local host. The password, I don't have any password, so I have given the empty one here. If you have any password, please enter the valid password. After host, let's add the port. The port number is, for MySQL, the port number of MySQL is a 3306. Let's add that one, 3306. And the final attribute is the options, 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 colon, curly braces. In the curly braces, I'm adding single quotes, init underscore command, colon, again double quotes. Let's set SQL underscore mode. SQL mode is equals to single quotes, strict underscore trans underscore tables. Let's save this databases. Now the final step, in the index.html, we need to add our properties here. So the table, I'm adding percentage, the for loop, for results in, I'm adding the class name. Our class name is spjoin tables. So copy this one, paste here, and let's close the for loop and for. So now in the TD, the table data we are getting from the store procedure. Now in the TD, the table data we are getting from this variable results. So here between double quotes, which is a curly brackets, in the expression I am adding the results. Dot, here I am adding 1. So if we check the table edit, the store procedure, and notice in the select statement I have selected the CID, CNAME and SNAME. The CID is the index value 0 and CNAME is 1 and SNAME is 2. So here I'm adding 1 because 1 is the country name, CNAME. If we add 0 here, it displays the CID. Now TD, again the curly brackets, results dot 2, the index value. That's it. Let's save all. And now in the terminal, in the command prompt, let's install pip install MySQL client. Oh sorry, I missed the client L. Pip install MySQL IENT. Enter. And here we got a message, the requirement already satisfied, which means the package MySQL client package is installed successfully. Now we'll run the server. To run the server, we require the manage.py, and this manage.py is inside our project. So let's add our project cd change directory jtsp, our project name. Now let's run the Python server, Python manage.py, run server, enter. And see here we got no issues found in our project, and this is our web URL, our server name. Control plus click. And here we got our output, the index.html, which contains, this is the title and the header tags h1, h2. Below that, displaying the country names and state names. So this is the country name. Let's close this one. The CNAME and SNAME. And below that, the country names from the country table and state names from the state table. That's it.